Hello and welcome. My name is Zaffar Iqbal and you are watching the Mojo story. A video that's gone viral since yesterday. You can see on your screen there is a police officer of the Delhi police kicking people who are saying Namaz on a road. Now, this police officer, Fomer, has now been suspended and faces disciplinary action. Now, this video surfaced online in which he is kicking those who are making the namaz on the road in Inderlok area of Delhi. They were reportedly praying outside a mosque which was already full. Now, opposition has hit out at the government uh, for what's happened there. Uh, Remember, Delhi is a union territory and is directly under the control of the central government. Now, such incidents have happened in the past as well. A couple of years ago, there were Bajrang Dal activists who disrupted namaz at a Gurugram ground, and it's not just people from one particular religious community who occupy public spaces, but there are instances where members from other religious communities are also seen to occupy public spaces. Uh, Particularly in when there is Ganesh Chaturthi in Maharashtra and in other places, we can see such scenes. To discuss this, we got an eminent panel who joins us. We're joined by Atiq Rehman, who's a lecturer in political science and researcher in Islamic studies. Welcome to show Atiq Rehman Saab. We're also joined by Dr. Meeran Chadha Borwankar, former IPS officer, former police commissioner. She joins us. Welcome to the show, ma'am. And we're also joined by Bhanuchandar Nagarajan, public policy advisor. Welcome all to the show. If I may start with you, Banu, when you saw those videos, what did you feel? These people were making namaz on the road. Of course, they were occupying a public space, but the way this police officer just kicked them around when they were in a sajda, what is the message that goes across?
See, the cop should not have done what he did. And immediately he
Yeah.
was suspended, action was taken against him. So I think we have a system that works. See, there are 200 million Muslims in India, and there are isolated incidents like this. Obviously, this is objectionable; it should not have happened. But this is an isolated incident. There are Muslims of India that are taking advantage of the times, taking advantage of the policies that are being enacted, and moving forward. And we should not use this, or the Tekedars of the old Hindu-Muslim politics should not use this to foment communal violence. That is the worst thing that could happen. Hope this is contained and this use doesn't be taken as a incentive for people to spread hatred and incentive for people to spread violence. That is what we should focus on. See, the thing is, people are saying that the police of the NCR is under the control of the central government, so on and so forth. But come on, immediately the action was taken. We see this, right? And the Prime Minister himself has been wanting to reach out to the Muslim community. There has been Pasmanda outreach. In fact, a couple of speech when the Azan was played. So all of this is happening. The thing is, everybody collectively has to move forward. We should not be stuck on the old Hindu-Muslim debate and holds back India. So I think we should make sure that it stays. Action has been taken, and we should forget it and move forward and see what could be done going forward.
Right, but there is an inherent messaging in that video when it went viral. When you said that Muslims are taking advantage, what exactly did you mean?
Of the times that we live in, of the policies, the economic policies that are being enacted. So we are not just Hindus, but also Muslims are beneficiaries of the economic boom that is happening, the progress that is happening in India. That's what I meant.
Okay, you mean to say the economic prosperity is not just limited to members of one community, but to all Indians, right? Just to clarify that, I wanted to get a clarification from you. But coming to you, Atikur Rahman, uh, when you see this, it is not members of the Bajrang Dal who are disrupting a namaz. It is actually law enforcers. Of course, the Muslim people there were occupying a public space, but it could have been handled better. The way that he was just kicking them when they were in a sajda. Uh, how is it possible that the police officer could have handled this better? Can you hear Atikur Rahman sir?
Yeah, I can hear you. The video was getting played.
Yeah.
Can I
Yes.
can I come in?
Yes,
Well,
please.
Zaffar Saab, let me be very much clear on this. This cop is not to be blamed. He is just doing this to get rewarded because this is getting a new normal, that the amount of hate you have for a certain community, especially the Muslims, you will be rewarded for it. And Delhi police and across the board, if you see the civil servants, whether they are in the municipalities or the higher echelons of judiciary, since they are getting rewarded for this hate against a particular community, he is, doing his duty to get rewarded. And I assure you that this cop will be rewarded by the sung elements in the days to come. You will see this.
But
He is not to
Atikur
be
Rahman
blamed
sahab,
for.
Atikur Rahman sahab, how is he rewarded? He has been punished. He has been suspended.
Yeah, the BJP, the RSS, the Bajrang Dal will be going at his home. He will be given cash prizes. He might be given, some, election ticket for some municipality, some local elections, even an MP or an MLA. And I'm, very much certain of this because this has been done. 3 days back, a judge has been rewarded. A judge has come into politics. So this is a new normal, Zaffar Iqbal Sahab, and this cop is not to be blamed. He is doing a duty because he is getting some rewards out of it. He expects the rewards. Because normal duty, he is not getting any rewards.
Okay, Dr. Meeran, coming to you, what is your perspective of the actions of this police officer that we saw on that video? Because you have yourself led a police force. Obviously, you must be having a different perspective. Is it because that he was under some sort of a pressure that he has to get them evicted, or he was not properly trained, or it happened at the spur of the moment, or what exactly happened there?
So I have worked in the fields for 36 years, and I would like to condemn from the bottom of my heart what I saw. It's just not acceptable. But I agree with Mr. Banu that this is not a Hindu Muslim issue. My experience in police shows that it is a typical example of high-handedness. High-handedness, which is, I'm sorry to say, culture of subculture, not culture, but subculture of uniform. We have been trying our best to sensitize our staff to respect, value human rights, to respect diversity. But this, I would say, is an isolated instance which has been rewarded in the single commas by suspending him. And I can assure you that a department election will take place. I also agree with my esteemed panelists that BJP, RSS, and Bajrang Dal, they need to give a positive message of diversity, of valuing other religions, other faiths, other thoughts, which is missing. Therefore, the misconstruction of this isolated instance as the prevailing culture in the country, I assure you that not only do our field staff, our leadership, all of us would in full terms condemn this instance, and my request, please do not consider it as a Hindu-Muslim issue. It's an isolated issue and would be held with the strictest possible action.
वीडियो सामने आई थी, वीडियो वायरल हुई थी। उस वीडियो में जो पुलिसकर्मी दिख रहे हैं उनके खिलाफ एक्शन लिया गया है और जो पुलिस पोस्ट इंचार्ज थे उनको सस्पेंड कर दिया गया है। डिसिप्लिनरी एक्शन लिया जा रहा है। सिचुएशन थी वो अब नॉर्मलाइज हो गई है और हम लोकल लोग हैं उनके साथ मिलके ये मैसेज हमने सबको पहुंचाया है कि जो इलाके की कानून व्यवस्था है और जो इलाके का लॉ एंड ऑर्डर है वो मेंटेन करना है। और अब काफ़ी लोग यहाँ से जा चुके हैं, ट्रैफिक भी खुल चुका है और सिचुएशन नॉर्मलाइज हो गई है। लोकल लोगों के साथ हम मिलके ये काम कर रहे हैं। थैंक यू। हाँ, अभी उनको समझाया जा रहा है। जितनी गैदरिंग थी वो अब काफ़ी कम हो गई है और जो अभी बचे हुए हैं उनको भी समझाया जा रहा है। थैंक यू। अभी अंडर कंट्रोल है। थैंक यू।
Right. So prompt action was taken and he was put under suspension. I'll come to you, Atiq Rehman Saab, but I want to go across to Bhanuchandar. Prompt action was taken, but it's also a fact that it is a Friday, and generally on a Friday, the mosques are, full of people, and it happens at times that there is no capacity in a mosque that people do pray outside of the mosque. It happens on a Friday. This is a Friday prayer. This is not any other prayer at any point in time 5 times a day. It's just for the Friday. And also the Friday prayer is the most brief prayer of all of them. It's just 2 rakats. It doesn't take more than 5 minutes. So what was the big deal about it if that was going to end in just 5 minutes for a Friday, where it's understood that the mosque was already full of people? These people came out and they made the salah, the namaz on the road.
See, Zaffar, there is no condemning. It's not acceptable at all. What the cop is unequivocally should be condemned. Nobody can actually agree with what the cop did. Okay, but the issue that you're raising is a much bigger issue, much valid issue. Offering namaz in public places, right? So obviously you are saying that there are only for a few minutes. Even if that is the case, the cop should not have disturbed them. But this has become a capacity issue, perhaps, right? Like, we should have the namaz should be offered either in private residences or in halls or in mosques if the mosques are full. And there are public orders against it. For example, the Bombay High Court has forbidden. I mean, the law is not uniform everywhere, but I think there should be a part of a larger debate. Okay, that's something aside that should be done. But nobody is accepting what the cop did, right? And also, like the bigger point Mr. Rehman was raising is, I mean, there is this old politics of Hindu-Muslim. We should absolutely junk it. We are going to become the 3rd largest economy in the world. Everybody should be a part of it, right? And and the Prime Minister is making moves. He's actually like, the Bon Mummy with Arab countries is known. He's well accepted. He's reaching out to various Muslim communities, right? And last time when the Pasmanda outreach happened, that was the time when the disturbances at New happened. So there are these takedars of these old politics. And this being election time, these guys are coming back again to make their point. And we as decent people, as media people, as civil society people, absolutely should not give space to that. And the cop has been suspended. I don't know what else needs to be done. And as I said, it's a very isolated incident. We should not make a mountain out of a molehill.
It's an isolated incident and one can't make a mountain out of a molehill.
इससे साफ जाहिर हो रहा है कि किस तरह से मुसलमानों के ख़िलाफ़ एक नफ़रत पैदा कर दी गई है और किस तरीक़े से जो पुलिस का जो अहदेदार है उसके जहन में कितनी नफ़रत है मुसलमानों के ताल्लुक़ से। ये एक ऐसा वाक़या है जो सबको झंझोड़ के रख दिया और इससे ये बताता है कि मुसलमानों की डिग्निटी, मुसलमानों की इज़्ज़त कितनी है। और मैं वज़ीर आज़म से पूछना चाहूँगा, हमारे मुल्क के वज़ीर आज़म से, क्योंकि दिल्ली में जो लॉ एंड ऑर्डर है वो मरकज़ी हुकूमत के पास, सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट, यूनियन गवर्नमेंट के पास आती है। मैं पूछना चाहूँगा हमारे वज़ीर आज़म से, बीजेपी के लोगों से, कि बताओ वो जो मुसलमान जिसको आप हालत सजदा में नमाज में था, जिसको लात मारा गया है, जिसकी बेइज्जती की गई है, उसका ताल्लुक किस परिवार से है? किस परिवार से है वो? किसके खानदान से? बताओ। आखिर ये इतनी बेइज्जती क्यों की जा रही है भारत के 17 करोड़ मुसलमानों से?
I lost the connection briefly, but I was trying to, take the point that Bhanu raised to you, that it is a small and it's been blown out of proportion. A mountain is made out of a molehill. What do you have to say?
Former cop also and Mr. Bhanu also. Zaffar Saab, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
I would totally disagree with both the point of views, because if we are dealing with this incident with kid gloves and saying that it's not a communal incident, we will be, not doing justice with this incident and with this cause. If you are saying that our economy is going to grow and you are becoming a communal society, a sectarian society, with all the agencies in their minds having a disregard for the other faith and a community in particular, then the economy won't serve the nation, sir. If the Prime Minister goes in the Gulf countries and have a mandir inaugurated over there, what stops the Prime Minister to condemn? And this, the Home Minister, is the Home Minister going to condemn this incident, Zaffar Saab? I will agree with Meera ji. If the Home Minister comes and condemns, he will not do this. And that's why I stress upon the point that communalism is being spread by the BJP and the Home Minister of India himself. Why do I say this, Zaffar Saab? Because it was the Home Minister who said in public places that on the basis of religion, we are cutting off the reservations of the Muslims in Karnataka. It was not religion based, sir, because the constitution says not only on grounds of religion. The word only was misconstrued deliberately by the Home Minister. That's communalism, Meeran ji. That's communalism, Bhanu ji. The Home Minister of India is spreading communalism, sir. Please don't deal with this incident with kid gloves.
Bhanu, please respond. But the point here is, it is not members of Bajrang Dal who are disrupting a namaz. It's a law enforcer who is wearing a uniform, and it has a psychological impact on a particular community. There is a difference there. And also the point that if it's members of one particular community who are occupying a public space, what about the members of other communities who also occupy public spaces at times? Why are different yardsticks being employed?
See, a couple of things. One is, I don't know what else Mr. Rehman wants. I mean, does he want the cop to be hanged? Is that what he's expecting? Is he saying that, like Mr. Amit Shah asked this cop to, hit this person? It's ridiculous. And I think Mr. Rehman represents the old politics of hate. We should really condemn it. This is not how it is done. And the cop has been suspended. Okay. And regarding other communities, I'll tell you a couple of things. See, we as a country, as a community, are absolutely okay with public gatherings. Okay, we have all the communities take processions. Hindus take processions, Muslim take processions, Christian take processions. Not as community, even as individuals. Okay, like for marriage, there's a procession for which loads are blocked. For funerals, there are. So the thing is, we are accepting of that. Okay, so it is not anything, but this repeated use of public property for namaz is something that has to be debated. There's a capacity requirement that has to be created. But the thing is, again, I'm saying, and like Mr. the respected police chief was saying, I mean, this is also there are Hindus who have been given dhakka. Have you not seen given Hindus getting dhakka? This is a part of empathetic policing that has to come into the system. This is not a communal incident, for God's sake. And I think exactly debates like this and arguments like what Mr. Rehman makes is what makes it communal. It is a simple, isolated incident. We should accept it, acknowledge it, action should be taken, and we should move on. Okay. The thing is, people like Rehman are holding the Muslim community back, and that should not happen. I'm saying this very respectfully, sir.
Right. I'll come to you, Atikur Rehman, but I want to get a quick word from Dr. Meeran. Now that this has happened, action has been taken, the cop has been suspended. What can be done to prevent such incidents from happening in the future? Do you think the messaging is sufficient to stop such incidents from happening in the future, or there need to be a change in the training, in the protocol, in the briefing of the people who are manning the situation on the ground?
So definitely there is need for continuous training, because there are repeated episode and incidents, not only about one particular community. I have myself seen and taken action against police officers who have been rude, who have kicked people. So it's not that the person was kicked by identifying him by his faith. I have myself seen this happening many a times, and we have always taken action. Best part in this is that community rose. They took the video and they put it on net. Bad part is that it's being given communal touch. I am again repeating, it's a typical instance of high-handedness, a subculture which we are trying to erade from our uniform, but we have not been successful, as it can be seen. I fully agree with Rehman sir that we have to respect the dignity of all faiths. Today in the country, Hindus are feeling insecure that Muslims will have so much of a population that we'll have more Muslims than Hindus. Muslims are feeling that we are being targeted. One reason which I feel is because today we have politicians. I'm not taking name of any politician whom we are saying should come forward and apologize. We have politicians, we don't have statesmen. If we had statesmen, they would have valued the diversity, valued difference of thoughts, and the fact that we enrich each other, because we have selfish politicians in all the parties. I'm not saying a single party, that this episode is being given communal color.
Atiq Rehman, you wanted to come in here. The point is that India is a diverse country, and we have been always reading and hearing that unity in diversity. That should be the core ideal for everybody, from people on the ground to the people who are ruling this country.
Mr. Bhanu, I am not at all blaming the cop. I am blaming the system which has been envisaged by the present day political regime, which is entirely communal. We have seen that the cop who had fired and killed Muslims in a train, in a local train, he has been awarded, he has been evaded, he has been given all the other excuses that his mental, health was not, this thing. So what I mean to say, Meeraji, is that the Home Minister of India, under whose control the Delhi police is, I am challenging that he won't condemn this incident. That makes me think that this is a communal incident, because in the past also he has not done anything like this. The BJP, the RSS, the Bajrang Dal, the VHP, they are rewarding such people by any means. They are looking for chances and elements of such kind.
Okay.
They will be, rewarded.
Let him respond. Let him respond. Bhanu, the point that he's making is that there is a sense that one community feels that they are victimized. What do you have to say?
That again, I'm saying you suffer, Dhaka has been given to Hindus also, for Christians also, for anybody that has actually, this is, I don't know whether Mr. Rehman lives in India or he lives somewhere else, because in India you see this every day, right? And this is not okay. I'm not condemning it, but it's not a communal. It is not like a communal violence being inflicted, right? It is a dhaka, and it should not be done. Nobody who among us or who among any decent people will say it is okay. Everybody is saying that it is bad, okay? But Mr. Rehman is absolutely making it so big, and I think that if you look at the statements made not by Mr. Rehman but also the Congress politicians, Imran Pratap Gadi, Supriya Srinath. Yeah. So it seems that politics is going to be played on this. This is old communal politics, and India has suffered so much, and I think they really want to do that politics again, and we are not going to be served well by that politics. And it is going to hurt the Muslim community more than anybody else. I think as a responsible leader, Mr. Rehman should say that, okay, we actually appreciate the action taken by the police, and we should make sure that we are vigilant and we should not go ahead with that. That is the statesmanship. The police chief ma'am was saying about statesmanship, right? Why can't Mr. Rehman show statesmanship? Right now, there's an opportunity for him to show statesmanship, but he's fanning the flames, right? I think that should not be done. We should be very responsible citizens.
Right. Dr. Meeran, coming to you, the point is that we have to be responsible citizens, but there is a perception. When a cop does like this, it carries a message. And when politicians speak on this, we saw the tweets of the Congress, Asaduddin Owaisi making a statement. So there are different, it becomes a complex issue. It is not that simple an issue that a cop just kicked around a person who was making that namaz at that point in time. It has layers get added to it over time.
तो जफर साहब वही तो मैं कह रही हूं कि आप आग को भड़का क्यों रहे हैं, आप उसको बुझाइए ना. So I accept the fact that he was at fault. Nobody in the whole country would say that what he did was right. But I am saying you are doing injustice to my uniform by saying that, Meera, you also belong to the same creed and you encourage or at least give a silent approval to this. I am objecting to that. I am saying our officers sometimes err and we take action when they kick a Hindu, a Muslim, a Christian, or a Sikh. You are trying to, as a politician, not you, Zaffar Saab, but politicians of all hue and cry, they are trying to make it a Hindu-Muslim issue because I'm repeating, the atmosphere in the country is vitiated and all political parties are trying to take advantage. Who will suffer? Ordinary citizen is going to suffer with this.
Yeah, we'll take the last comments now. First to you, Atiq Rehman Saab. What do you have to say to sum up before we wrap up our show?
Zaffar Saab, the simple thing is when such incidents are happening, as Mr. Bhanu is expecting us to show some statesmanship, the people in power should condemn at the top of their voices, either by tweeting or going in public places. And first thing, they should condemn this incident, which has never been done either by the Prime Minister or the Home Minister of India. Secondly, I completely agree that our political parties are utilizing our communities for vote bank politics, whether they are Hindus or Muslims. I disagree with every hue and cry of every politician. My expectation is from the ruling regime, sir. The ruling regime is not walking the talk. What they are doing is they are spreading communalism at every level of our policing. And the police, we are having complete faith on them. The judiciary is expected to act suo moto, but the judiciary is not acting suo moto, sir. The community expects not the politicians to act, but all agencies of the government to be without any colored glasses.
Bhanu?
See, I think we are going through the best period in the country after ages. Okay, everybody is going to do very well. The Muslim community is also part of this, the whole tide that is going to be lifted. I think we should all be focused on that, work with a positive mindset. We should not give in to conspiracy theories like what Mr. Rehman was saying. We should actually collectively, as Hindus and Muslims, as Indians together, move forward. And I'm sure that the new generation is sick and tired of this old politics. They're going to see what it was, like a very random incident that has been condoned and action has been taken. We should collectively move forward is what I'm trying to say. We are going to be the third largest economy and everybody is coming together. Muslims have prospered in India as well. We see incidents like these, but Muslims have prospered in India as well, right? So I think we should all keep that in mind and we should all become statesmen, not just Mr. Rehman, me, or like the other two, right? Everybody should have a much more broad-minded look at things and we should all move forward together.
Dr. Meeran, last word to you.
I appreciate the prompt action by police, and to me this incident is a symbol that we need to continuously train and sensitize our men and women in uniform to value and respect human rights and respect all faiths.
Right. Well, that's a note to end our show on. Of course, every person has a self-respect and that needs to be valued and that needs to be understood by everybody, and everybody need to work towards unifying the country rather than creating disruptions and polarization. We can end our discussion on that note. Thanks to all our panelists for joining us today, and thanks so much for watching the Mojo Story.
Mojo Story has always made a commitment to its viewers to go to where the story is. And as you can see here, we are at the epicenter of the Israel war on Gaza. We are right at the front line, about 1 mile from the Gaza Strip, as the Israeli military gets ready with its tanks and its gunners to begin its final frontal assault that will take troops into Gaza. As we said, we are not like other organizations. We believe in giving you all sides of the story objectively and as much as possible from the ground. And that's exactly what we're doing here, covering the biggest global story today from the epicenter of the war zone. So please, we need your support. Support us, become a Mojo member, subscribe to us, spread the word, and thank you for your support.